Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. If you're new here, my name is Kaylee June and I'm a beauty and fashion photographer based in Sydney, Australia. And today I'm going to be talking about some of my lighting recommendations. So in particular, lighting kits for beginners. And I've got about two different options for you today, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's two options that I really do recommend for beginners. I really try to only recommend things that I've personally used before. However, I do have a third brand that I'm going to talk about today as well, and it might be something worth checking out if you're a beginner. So once again, this video is going to be about some studio lighting kit recommendations for beginner photographers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is definitely a question that I get asked a lot over on Instagram, over here on YouTube is some recommendations, and I finally thought it was time to give you guys those recommendations. So I hope you guys enjoy the video and let's get into it. So the first lighting kit recommendation that I'm going to recommend to you guys is the Elinchrom D-Lite RX4 kit. Now it is the Softbox to go kit and it comes with two 400-watt flash heads. Now this kit retails for about $850 US over on BH Photo Video, and this is actually the kit that I own. So I've been using this kit for 7 years now. And I'm not a very big believer in getting something that's really cheap and nasty and chucking it out the next year. That's not really how I like to live my life. I like to be a little bit more environmentally friendly than that. But also I like to invest in things that will last a little bit longer if I can. So when I was actually looking for a studio lighting kit when I was a bit younger, I tried to look for a brand that was reputable, but trying to more so look for their entry-level kit. And that's really what I found with Elinchrom in this particular kit. I still use this kit 7 years later. I am looking at upgrading somewhere in the near future, but I have been using it for 7 years and it has done a really good job for me during those 7 years. It's really allowed me to start my beauty photography career. It's allowed me to experiment. This type of kit has quite a bit of power to do different types of portraits and to really experiment in that way. So that's why I would recommend this kit. It's also a reputable brand. There's a lot of different modifiers with Elinchrom that you can use. And with it being under $1,000, I feel like it's kind of like one of those intermediate lighting kits, which is a really good quality kit, but it's also not too cheap and nasty either. So being that I've actually used this kit for the last 7 years, I can actually recommend it to you guys, like well and truly. So admittedly, my kit was slightly different when I bought mine going back 7 years ago. I think there might have been a couple of more inclusions, small inclusions to the kit, but this particular kit that is available from BH Photo Video actually includes two light stands, two flash heads at 400 watts each. It includes an Octabox modifier, a square softbox modifier as well, and some storage bags and a transmitter. So it's really everything you need to start your basic beginner's portrait kit with lighting. And to be completely honest, it is a semi-professional kit, so you will be able to use it not only when you're starting off and experimenting with portraits, but if you feel like you're going to be using studio lighting for a long time to come, you won't have to upgrade immediately with this kit. That's what I really loved about it over the years, and that's why I would recommend it to anyone starting off, because it's a great entry-level kit, but at the same time, you can use it semi-professionally as well, and it's not something you're going to have to upgrade anytime soon. Admittedly, the price is edging a little bit more towards that $1,000 mark, but I do feel like it is worth every little bit of money that I spent on that kit, and definitely something that I would recommend for beginners in general. The next kit I'm going to recommend is actually a kit by Godox, and Godox are a brand that I have used on and off for many years now. So a lot of the studios in the past that I have hired, whether that be Sydney or Melbourne, have actually had Godox lighting, and I've never had a bad experience with Godox lighting. I have always found it to be a very reputable brand. It's definitely considered more of a cheaper brand as opposed to some of the brands like Profoto or Elinchrom or Bowens. Having said that, it is up and coming and it has been improving substantially over the last 5 years or so. And it is really becoming, if not already has become, one of the industry standard lighting brands around. So I definitely recommend anything by Godox at the moment, but in particular this kit, which is the Godox SK400 II Light Studio Flash Kit. So it's the same power as what I just mentioned to you guys with the Elinchrom lighting kit. So it's 400-watt strobes that are included in this kit. So you've got two flash heads included, two stands, two umbrellas, one softbox, and one wireless trigger, along with a rolling kit bag. So I think that that's really good value for the money that it is. It does retail for $455 US via BH Photo Video. So I think it's great value for a studio kit, especially if you're just starting out. And like I said, I haven't had any issues with Godox lighting before. I've always found them to be quite reliable. It is at a lower price point though to Elinchrom, so you will see that there is quite a price difference in between the two. I would say If you are not looking at investing a lot in your studio photography just yet, maybe Godox is something to look at. If you already know that you really want to have studio lighting as a staple within your photography business and definitely looking into the future, I would recommend the Elinchrom kit in that sense. Now, there are definitely pros and cons to both. I do believe that Godox have a Bowens mount though with their particular strobes. So I think that that might be something to consider as well if you're looking for extra modifiers. Having said that, Elinchrom have a very, very large range of modifiers themselves, and they are an industry-leading brand. So I definitely recommend them for that too. They are very reputable as well. So those are the two lighting kits that I'm going to recommend to you guys today if you are beginners and you're looking at starting out. Hopefully it's a starting point for you guys if you're looking at doing your research and these two particular kits don't quite suit what you want to do with your photography. I've only listed 2 light kits because I feel like that's really what you need to get started, especially if you're doing things like portrait photography or beauty photography. However, if you're looking at doing something that might require more than 1 light, there are a couple more kits that you can check out on BH Photo Video, for example, and they might have a 3rd light integrated with some of the kits as well. But I definitely recommend either of those brands for starting out. I think they're great beginner brands. And one other brand that I did want to mention today, as I said I was going to mention before, is Impact. Now, that's another brand that's sold through BH Photo Video, and I definitely recommend checking that out. Admittedly, Impact is not something that I've had a lot of experience with, but having said that, there are some really wonderful reviews on some of the strobes that they have. They are a much more inexpensive brand, probably in line with maybe Godox or a little bit lower in price. And I think it's maybe worth checking out them as well. If you're not wanting to, or if you're not able to spend a lot of money at the moment on a lighting kit, definitely something to consider. One thing I would not recommend doing though as a beginner studio photographer and looking at investing in a lighting kit, I wouldn't recommend just going to eBay or Amazon and getting like those really cheap lighting kits for like under $100. It's not that I'm against budget spending, it's more or less for safety. I have heard a lot of things go wrong with some of those lighting kits, and some of them have started fires and things like that, and I would really advise against doing that. Maybe go for a brand that is a little bit more reputable, even if you are just starting out, and making sure that modifier wise, you know what you kind of want in future, or maybe look ahead into the future and see kind of the modifiers that are offered with both brands that I mentioned today and what you might like to have in future with your studio lighting kit. Okay guys, well I hope these studio lighting kit recommendations today have helped you out if you're a beginner and you're looking at investing in a new kit. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you have any particular recommendations as another photographer out there, please put some of those suggestions in the comment section below as well, because I'm sure there's a lot of beginners out there that would love to hear those suggestions. All of the equipment I've mentioned today is going to be in the description box below, so if you want to follow any of those links down there, you can check them out via those links. Some of them will be affiliate links, so they do go to helping support my channel, and I may earn a small commission if you do choose to purchase anything like that. But if you're interested, please go and check out the links in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!